Yo, Broncos country. Did you feel the ground shake in Santa Clara last Saturday? The Denver Broncos hit the field against the 49ers in the preseason, and what we saw was a mix of highs, lows, and a dash of worry. We got the win, but it came with that "what's going on with our starters" vibe. Are the starters just rusty, or is something bigger brewing? Grab your helmet, strap on those shoulder pads, and come with me, Denver Broncos fam, because today we're breaking down every play of this game and figuring out what it means for our future. Ready? Let's huddle up. On August 9th, our Broncos stepped onto the turf at Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, ready to show out in the preseason against the San Francisco 49ers. Final score? A solid win, but don't get it twisted. Fam, this game tested the patience of the fans. The starters went up against the 49ers backups and, well, it wasn't exactly the show Broncos country was hoping for. It felt like a warm-up practice with some ugly stumbles, but the reserves stepped up and showed our depth chart has some serious potential. Head coach Sean Payton seemed more focused on giving snaps to the squad and shaking off the starters' rust than unleashing a flashy playbook. The strategy was clear. Test the roster, see who can handle the heat, and who needs more polish before the regular season. But, real talk, some moments had us scratching our heads. All right, so are we taking off or just spinning our wheels? What's good, Broncos country? What did you think of this debut? Are you feeling the season hype or holding back? Drop it in the comments. On offense, the word was vanilla. No explosive plays or calls that'd make John Elway jump out of his seat. The game plan was basic, almost like a training camp scrimmage. Still, some plays left us wanting. There was a 3rd and 5, and what happened? A 2-yard route to Courtland Sutton. Result? Stopped cold. I bet the fans were screaming, "What was that?" from their couches. Rookie Bo Nix started at QB but didn't bring the spark we hoped for. He went 6 for 11 for just 30 yards with his Pats de Origem, a longest pass of 9 yards. Fam, not the dream debut. He looked a bit lost, making conservative reads and lacking that pocket-dominating confidence. But chill, it's preseason, and the kid's adjusting to the NFL speed. Too early to give up, but we want more fire next time. Backup Jarrett Stidham, though. He came in hot, going 14 for 15 for 136 yards, 2 TDs, and 0 picks. One of those TDs was a perfect dart that left the 49ers defense stunned. Stidham's sending a loud message to Payton, "I'm ready if you need me." Third stringer Sam Ehlinger also showed up, going 6 for 10 for 55 yards and a TD. He's not stealing Stidham's spot, but he proved he's a useful piece. So, Broncos country, who's your pick for Bo Nix's backup? Is Stidham taking the lead or does Ehlinger have a shot? Let's hear it in the comments. The O-line had a rough time. They started strong with solid initial blocks, but the 49ers slipped through too fast, disrupting plays right off the snap. It hurt both the passing and running game, and the starters need to tighten up before the season kicks off. We all know the line's the heart of the offense. If they don't hold it down, everything falls apart. Step it up, boys, because Broncos country is watching. The run game was a mix of promise and frustration. Rookie RJ. Harvey showed speed but kept cutting outside. When there were holes up the middle, he averaged 3.6 yards per carry, solid against a tough 49ers defense, but he needs to trust the line more. Was that Payton's call, or is he scared of getting tackled? Tyler Beatty stole the show, averaging 6.4 yards per carry on 5 runs. He read the defense well, made sharp cuts, and used his speed to maximize gains. Blake Watson also impressed with 7 yards per carry on 4 runs, showing the Broncos' backfield has fresh blood. But Audric Estem disappointed with just 2.6 yards per carry, looking heavy and lacking burst. And Jaleel McLaughlin, who we expected more from, managed only 1.7 yards per attempt. With these young guys shining, is McLaughlin's spot in danger? What's the vibe, Denver Broncos fam? Which RB do you think will pop off in the regular season? Is Beatty looking like a starter, or could Watson surprise? Drop your bets in the comments. Among the receivers, WR1 Courtland Sutton had a forgettable day. He had a wide-open drop and managed just 2 yards on 3 targets. After that contract extension, we expected more, right? It's preseason, so we'll cut him some slack. For now. Pat Bryant showed potential with smooth routes and 2 big catches to move the chains, though he botched a play by not keeping both feet in bounds, costing valuable yards. Lucas Kroll capitalized on a glaring 49ers defensive lapse for an easy 15-yard TD. Trent Sherfield Jr. shined with a veteran TD grab, showing focus and reliability. And Troy Franklin, who ended last season on a low note, surprised with 3 catches for 18 yards and crisp routes. Is he turning the corner? What do you think, Broncos country? Will Sutton bounce back, or are these young guys stealing the spotlight? Hit the comments. On defense, it was a similar story to the offense. The starters had holes in the run defense and coverage lapses, giving up easy catches. But when the backups came in, things flipped. Against the 49ers' third-string QB, Vance Joseph's defense buckled down and dominated. Still, we left the game with a slight pit in our stomachs about the starters' early struggles. In the front 7, Nick Bonito was a beast, even in limited snaps. He crushed a 49ers drive with a sack, a tackle for loss, and 2 QB hits. The dude's a lethal weapon in the pass rush. Justin Sternad also stood out with a quick tackle for loss, proving he's a reliable backup. Rookie Kareem Reed from Utah made an athletic interception that fired up the crowd, and another rookie, Syvion Jones, impressed with a pass breakup and a fumble recovery. These rookies are hungry, Broncos country. In the secondary, Jaquan McMillian had a rough start, giving up a big play in the slot, but redeemed himself with a clean pick. Youngster Abrams Drain made a clutch pass breakup on 3rd down, showing the secondary's depth is getting spicy. The defense needs to shore up early coverage, but the backups prove they can hold it down. So, fam, which defensive rookie do you think will make noise this season? Reed, Jones, or Abrams Drain? Drop your picks in the comments. On special teams, Courtney Jackson showed up with a 25-yard return, but isn't threatening Mims' spot yet. Punter Jeremy Crawshaw was shaky, with inaccurate punts that gave the 49ers free yards. He needs to work on placement to lock down the job. Look, Broncos country, preseason is a roller coaster. The starters showed they need more chemistry and rhythm, but the backups and rookies put on a show. Stidham and Beatty were the stars, while Bo Nix and Sutton need to step up. On defense, Bonito and the rookies shined, but the starters need to plug those gaps. It's a wake-up call, but also a chance to grow before the season kicks off. Preseason's a lab, and Sean Payton's testing the pieces. The win over the 49ers shows depth, but the starters need to flip that playoff switch soon. Broncos country knows this team's got grit, and the regular season is knocking. What's good, Broncos country? If you bleed orange and blue and live for the Denver Broncos, you can't miss the next videos. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, and join us on this journey to the regular season. It's the Denver Broncos fam united, and nothing stopping this team. Let's go. Might take. This game was a wake-up call for the starters. Bo Nix has potential, but needs more pocket confidence. Stidham's proving he's more than a backup. And rookies like Beatty, Reed, and Jones have me hyped for the future. But real talk, Sutton, wake up, bro. Broncos country is waiting for you to soar. What do y'all think? Will the starters find their groove, or are the backups stealing the show? So, Denver Broncos fam, what's your takeaway from this game? What play had you hyped or pulling your hair out? Drop it in the comments, because we want to know. Who's going to be the guy in the next game? Give us that sneaky like, share with your Broncos country crew, and catch you in the next video where we'll keep breathing football and living for this team. Let's roll together because nobody stops. The Broncos.